All right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment, Gaming, and Arts is a gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency to bring a symphonic approach to horror role-playing. I'm your host today, Matt C., and this evening we're playing A Winter's Haunting, written by our director, Sue Savage, for Cthulhu Dark, published by Graham Walmsley. We have a few announcements. First, we are offering a giveaway. Sue is offering a free PDF of tonight's content, A Winter's Haunting. To enter, you must be a follower of this channel. Just enter !winter. That gets you the entry, and good luck. Sue is also, because Sue is Sue, offering a 20% off of Winter Haunting to those watching live or enjoying the replay. Watch the chat for a bot that will offer you a link that sends you directly to Drive-Thru RPG. The link will be active for perhaps a day, maybe two, so use it soon. And finally, Symphony Entertainment has a Patreon. If you like this content and would like to help us create more, please back the Symphony on Patreon. You can check that out at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. Now, before we get into the content itself, please be advised, Cthulhu Dark is a horror game with mature content aimed at a mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised. Content warnings have been discussed with the cast and crew. We have reviewed red lines. The X card is in play. X's can be sent via private message. No judgment passed. No questions asked. We will also be using the green, yellow, red traffic light method, which can be called by any cast member at any time. And now we've discussed that. And so, without much further ado, let's unveil this cast. Cast members, please introduce yourselves. Tell us where people can find you and some of the things you do. And let us begin with Chris Hall.
Hello, I'm Chris Hall. I am broadcasting from an undisclosed location in the San Francisco Bay Area. I've been a gamer since ancient times, shall we say. I am just one of the many Chris Halls. So if you try to Google me and find out about my misdeeds, you'll most likely run across a guitarist, a town in England, or an island in Canada.
Thank you so much. Heather Miller.
Hi, everybody. I'm Heather. My profession, the job that actually pays me money, I'm a medical writer for the National Institutes of Health. What I actually enjoy doing is being a Lovecraft researcher. I have a book coming out next year through Hippocampus Press called Ripples from Carcosa, and it's about True Detective and Lovecraft. So more about that to come. The easiest way to get hold of me, I have a blog that I update really infrequently, but the easiest way to get hold of me is to find me on Discord on any of a number of servers related to the mythos, to Lovecraft, and to horror. Find me there.
Outstanding. Sue Savage. What a pleasure.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Sue. I'm in England. And, well, my day job is web and software development, which I put to use in gaming by creating character sheets on Roll20. I've been gaming for a number of years that I don't care to think about. And for most of that, my primary interest was urban fantasy, but somehow in 2020, I got really into horror. And this scenario we're about to play is part of the output of, well, me being stuck in the house for a long time.
Wonderful. Well, and then there's little old me. Acting as your host this evening, Matt C. You can find me on the Discords, Symphony Discord, certainly as the Momentary NPC. Other places as Moments Pause. Let's just say that the day job that pays for these little treats is something that bores and or terrifies most people. So we'll skip that for the time being. In the meantime, I'll say that I've been gaming since a child in the 80s. So Chris and I probably have similar background stories on that. I got back into it in the past few years and absolutely love the fact that gaming has become such a wonderfully diverse, broad, and welcoming environment with the right people. I think it's just only made things better for the hobby as a whole. And to be able to be part of this wonderful group of people here at the Symphony has been an absolute treat. For those of you who have not seen me too many times before, I've been on a couple of sonatas, but this is the first time I've streamed a full game like this. And so this is all new to me. I have not done anything like this until this past year. So 2023 has been a year of firsts for me on this. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. So I fully encourage anyone to reach out. You're going to find that there's a lot of wonderful support in this community. If you have an idea for an adventure, a game, want to test things, people are more than willing to help out, jump in. We back each other. And that's a beautiful part about this whole thing. And so I'm just happy to be part of all that. And so that's it for me. And now, with a nod to M.R. James, nothing is more common form in old-fashioned books than the description of the winter fireside, where the aged grandam narrates to the circle of children that hangs on her lips story after story of ghosts and fairies, and inspires her audience with a pleasing terror. But we are never allowed to know what those stories were until now. Sue Savage, the players are set, and the story is yours.
Thank you, Matt. So, A Winter Haunting begins in December 1905. And Sir Frederick Carmichael has been sending letters to a few of his friends inviting them to a Christmas party. So if you would all like to open handout number 1, and hopefully that will also appear on the screen. And here is the letter that each of you have received. My dear friend, this Christmas will be my first in my new home, and I can think of nothing more delightful than to combine the delights of the festive season with a housewarming party. It would bring me the very greatest of pleasures if you would be so kind as to join me for a few days' shooting, while I show you all the delights of Alderley Hall. Should you accept, I will send my chauffeur to meet you at the station. Yours sincerely, Sir Frederick Carmichael. Freddie. And so our 3 protagonists are meeting for the very first time on Cambridge railway station. You're all about to board the same train that will take you to the village of Alderley in Suffolk. So can I have each of you tell us what the other 2 see when they look at you? You, of course, recognise you're going to the same place by what's written on your luggage labels. So I will ask Matt to go first.
Very well. Well, what the other 2 see is a relatively youngish, mid-20s, I'd say, mid to late 20s gentleman, wearing somewhat a little bit older, and still somewhat severe garb, but nothing too ridiculous. But through his bearing and the fact that he's probably got small stainless steel glasses and probably reading a book on the history of Joshua, it's relatively easy to tell his background. He has a small valise or 2, doesn't seem like it's quite a lot, and one of them appears to have been sent by a different train. And he's probably got a nice greatcoat on that's, again, a little bit out of fashion, a little bit out of place. And the presence of the clerical collar is always the dead giveaway. And thus we meet the Reverend Richard Alfred Gordon Bradham, Doctorate of Divinity.
Thank you. And can I ask Chris to go next?
Yes, I get off the train, and you'll see me as sort of a youngish man, sort of fumbling with all of his belongings, not quite sure of himself. He's got about 25 or 30. He's got a large book of German under one arm, carrying a briefcase in the other hand. He has these round spectacles on a nose that doesn't seem to quite hold them. So when he walks, he'll sort of like periodically adjust them, or even maybe turn his head to get them to sit right. Um, he seems to sort of be half there. His mind, even though the book is under his arm, his mind is at least partway focused on the book and its contents rather than the world around him.
Thank you. And Heather?
The person you see getting off the train and beginning to order people around almost immediately. He's a little tall, speaks a little loudly, a little imperiously. He has a handlebar mustache. He's going bald, very fine suit and shoes. His belongings include a gun slip, a small medical bag, a small trunk, not a large trunk. He seems to be very fit. And he's intent on finding someone to gather up his belongings and haul them to the carriage to take him to Freddie's place. And he keeps referring to Freddie's place as if people are supposed to know where this is and know where it is he's supposed to go and to take care of him accordingly. And you see, he isn't trying to make a huge fuss about this, but he clearly wants to be tended to immediately.
It's not a particularly long train journey, even at 1905 train speeds, to get from Cambridge to Alderley. But you do have a time for maybe a little bit of conversation and the train, if any of you are in the mood for talking.
Well, I see that you're a rather literate man.
Yes. I've given my life over to the study of Goethe and his works. Do you know of him?
Well, naturally, of course, we learned about him in Brasenose.
Have you how familiar are you with his works?
Well, probably not as familiar as some people would wish we were. But my focus was rather on understanding a little bit more and giving my life to a different sort of service.
You speak of service to our Lord, of course.
Oh, naturally, of course.
Yes. I praise you for giving yourself to that. We are not all suited for such strenuous labor.
The Lord tasks us as he sees fit.
Absolutely.
Now, did you go to school with Freddie?
Yes, I did. We were and he sort of like squirms a little bit. We were good friends.
Really? Good heavens. I knew Frederick at school as well. It was a wonderful time. Were you in the choir?
No, I'm afraid I was not. I was.
Oh, such a shame. Freddie had such an angelic voice, such a beautiful boy.
He did, didn't he?
Yes, he did indeed. And you, sir, I heard you talking about Freddie as well.
Yes, I get out of my seat and I come over and I sit at your table without being asked. And I introduce
Well, please join
myself.
us.
Yes. Thank you. I introduce myself and I shake both of your hands. I'm Dow Enright, Dr. Dow Enright. Pleasure to meet you. Yes, I was at Eton with Freddie. Damn shame about his parents so many years ago, leaving him an only child. Nobody to, though I understand he's fond of his mother's people, but damn shame for him to have all of these holidays alone. Glad we're going to be there with him.
Well, it should be very
for Christmas.
Nice. Yes,
for
yes.
Christmas. Shouldn't be alone at Christmas, should you?
Well,
yeah.
Now, Doctor, I couldn't help but notice you brought your own equipment. Have you been hunting before?
Oh, love shooting. Are you a shooter?
I had an opportunity to go shooting a little bit. I'm just most recently returned from Africa. I spent some time in Mombasa to teaching at a mission school in the East African area. I had a chance to go to a place called Savo while I was there. It was awful. What a truly terrible place, but wonderful for hunting. It's remarkable.
Safari is something I do want to go on one day. Did you catch many? Were you able to bag many animals while you were there?
Just one or two wildebeest, nothing too ridiculous for me. But there was these stories about lions from a few years before when I was there. It was
Oh, the trophies
incredible
must be
story.
wonderful. The
Oh
trophies.
yes, they're quite amazing to look at.
And you, sir, I see you have the look of an academic about you. Ah, Goethe, and I pick up your book without asking permission to do so. And say, yes.
Yes. It's, he is most underrated in today's curriculum. In fact, I think that one cannot understand the German mind or culture without first understanding Goethe. He has shaped the nation to such a great extent, and of course, I feel that it is essential to the future of England that we understand Germany in particular. They are becoming more and more influential in Europe.
I quite agree. And I certainly hope that the leaders of Germany will listen to his wise words in the coming years, though I wonder if they will.
Yes, men all too often do not listen to the sage advice of their wives.
At this point, the Reverend has pulled out a small cigarette case and is lighting up a cigarette to have a quick smoke as we make our way and looking out over the fields. Doctor, is there a specialty field of yours? Are you a general practitioner?
Oh, I'm a GP. Yes.
Excellent. Well,
I like family medicine. I like seeing big families. I like seeing big healthy families. I think it's important for a nation to have healthy families.
Excellent. Well, how did you meet Freddie?
Oh, we were in school together.
Everyone was. Oh, that's right. You mentioned it. I do apologize.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize. Yes.
Oh no. It's easy. It's good to forget Eaton sometimes. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Well, a couple of years away, and all before you know it, everything's gone. All the songs, all the even song, the chorals,
meetings, the buggery. Yes.
Some people had more fun, I assume.
So eventually the train pulls into Alderley Station. There's a big cloud of white smoke, and as it clears, the porter is opening up the doors, pulling out your luggage. And you can see a man standing outside in a peaked cap, looking very expectant. There's nobody else on the station, so it's a fair bet that he's probably something to do with you three.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I certainly recognize Freddie's type of man right off the bat, and so I go to him and say, "Excuse me, are you here to pick up Freddie's guests?"
Oh yes, sir. Yes, the name's Barker. You can see straight away. He's a young man, younger than Freddie. He's got quite a fine moustache.
Barker, excellent. You look like a fine man. You'll be loading our bags in.
Of course, sir.
Thank you. Well done.
If you'd like to make your way out to the car.
By all means, Barker. Thank you so kindly. Just have these few little bags, nothing much.
You can see there's a huge smile on his face when he says the word car.
And Barker, what kind of how long have you been with Freddie?
Not very long, sir. I recently hired. He wanted someone to look after this amazing vehicle of his.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah. And he picks up some bags, leads
It is quite a beauty.
Yeah, the car outside, it's a Rolls Royce. It looks brand new. It's English racing green, and it is absolutely gleaming.
My goodness.
Now, you know how to drive this thing, Barker. You're not going to get us killed, are you?
I was hired specially for my talent at driving, sir.
Oh, well, I am impressed, I have to say. You hear stories.
Well, if you'd like to get into the passenger car compartment, you'll find it's very nice and cozy in there.
Excellent. I stand by the door and wait for him to open it.
He opens the door, waits till you're
Nod
all
to
inside,
him.
then starts
Yes, nod
loading
to
up the
him.
luggage.
I'll probably squeeze in second at that point and grab the other window seat, or one of the window seats.
I'll sit down at the other window seat and just kind of quietly open my book.
Oh, come, sir. You can't read all the time. Take in this beautiful countryside. How often do we get to be in this area of the world during the holiday season? We must enjoy it.
It is quite lovely, of course, but the mind also has its own landscapes.
True enough, but just take it in. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. The weather's nice. It's not, we haven't been dumped on with snow as of yet. It's lovely.
I, look slightly irritated, but then, close my book with my finger holding my place, and gaze out the window.
You'll find it should help relax.
Yes, the countryside is rather beautiful around here, although it's also going past rather quickly. Barker clearly likes to drive fast. You're reaching speeds of nearly 40 miles an hour. It's only when the snow starts falling that he seems to think that perhaps he should slow down a little bit.
My God, the man is a bit of a demon with the speed, isn't he?
We all want to meet the Lord, Barker, just not this quickly.
Dow begins writing his last will and testament just in case. And when he gets done, he asks Reverend Braden if he will witness it.
Oh, certainly, by all means.
Thank you.
Small request for a new friend.
Yeah, by the time you reach the house, Barker's driving at a rather more sedate speed. And as you approach the house up the gravel driveway, you, of course, all immediately notice that this is a house of the 1860s. Very few alterations, so the gardens look like they might have been worked over a few times. There's a high wall around the house. There's a gate that you drive through, and of course the gravel-lined path. So Barker pulls the car up to the front door. And even before he's managed to start unloading, you see Freddie coming running out of the house, looking very excited, and then right behind him a very severe-looking butler in his 50s, who's looking somewhat disappointed.
As Freddie appears, you see sort of the first gleam of interest in anything other than my books sort of appear on my face. It just like this sort of like passionate delight spreads over my face, and I cry out, "Freddie, how good it is to see you!" And just come towards him, almost give him an embrace, but like slow myself and give him a vigorous handshake instead.
I'll call out. Dow will call out, "Oh, Freddie, damn fine to see you. Damn fine to see you."
Yeah, Freddie calls out, "Tommy, old chum," and enthusiastically shakes hands with some vigorous shoulder patting as well. And looks over to the other two and, Dow, Rags, lovely to see you both.
Excellent to see you, Freddie. Such a treat.
My goodness, I've got you standing out here in the snow. Come inside. Barker will handle the luggage.
Oh, thank you so much.
Barker's a fine driver. I was a little worried at first, but he handles the car extremely well, I've got to say, as I'm tucking my will into the front pocket of my jacket.
Oh, yes, I'm extremely pleased with him. Excellent find. The man's absolutely passionate about automobiles. And it saves so much trouble not having to have a stable full of grooms.
Mm.
Modern improvements, Freddie?
Oh, yes, yes. I've been making a few changes to the house as well. I've had the new electric light put in everywhere.
Oh, really?
It's an absolute marvel.
My goodness.
I've heard about this new thing called central heating as well. I think that'll be the next change.
Ah,
Central heating. My
getting rid
goodness.
of the fireplaces then. Oh,
Oh,
that's,
yes.
they say it's a lot safer than fireplaces. Not having fires burning in the middle of your home all the time. It's got to be an improvement.
So I'm told it's all done by water pipes, apparently. So we are stuck with the old fireplaces for now.
Mm.
Well, I'm sure things will come along nicely.
Sounds wonderful, Freddie. Do you remember how we froze at Eton in the
Oh, absolutely. I remember all those
in the
older
in the
boys making us,
classrooms?
yes, making us warm up their toilet seats for them.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely dreadful business.
I sort of look over at Dow, suspecting that he would have been the type to do that.
Of course, we did it to the freshers. It's a tradition, man.
I imagine Dow was a remarkable head boy for his little unit.
Well, not all.
Emphasis on remarkable.
Well, we are entering into a new century. Not all of the old traditions need to be upheld.
You're blocking the way in the front doors. You're between me and the brandy. Dangerous place to be.
And you and I shall have to have a very interesting chat about the place of older thoughts and where they belong in the world. But not this instant, Tommy. Come on in. That brandy does sound inviting.
Freddie's clearly spent some time decorating the house. There are evergreen garlands hung up. There's a big Christmas tree in the entrance hall.
Oh, Fred, it's wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad you think so. I've put in a lot of effort. I mean, normally you'd have the servants do this kind of thing, but I'm a little short-staffed. Apparently this isn't a good time for hiring.
What's his butler's name? Patterson?
Kerridge.
Huh?
Kerridge.
Kerridge. Ah.
Yes, it's just Kerridge and Mrs. Kerridge at the moment, besides Barker.
Ah, Kerridge. Well, Kerridge, good to see you again. Cheerful as always. And
he looks slightly disapproving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to get more than slightly before. Yeah. I'll turn to Kerridge. I'll ask, is the brandy still here? And I'll nod towards, I guess, the library is where they keep the brandy, or.
He says, of course, sir. I'll have some brought into the library directly.
Thank you, Kerridge.
He moves away in that strange, silent way that the most skilled butlers always do.
2 inches above the floor at all times.
So, Freddie, how have you been, Freddie?
Pretty good, pretty good. Capital idea, Brandy. Let's go into the library. I've got all kinds of things to show you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, I've had an absolutely marvelous trip to Europe. I've brought so many things back with me.
Well, I can't wait to see all of them. Come on, Freddie.
Yes, he leads the way into the library. And there certainly are a lot of things in here. He's apparently emptied out an entire bookcase just to fill it up with his holiday souvenirs.
I'm a little bit sad to see an empty bookcase. What are the souvenirs that he's replaced volumes of knowledge with?
He walks over to the case and says, well, I'll show you a few things now. We can get into the rest of them later on. But I got this painting. Got that done in Italy. It's a painting of Lake Garda and the sailing boats on it. I think that's rather fine. Good memory, that one. I had a lovely time sailing with Cousin William. Let's see, he picks up a set of Matryoshka dolls.
Ah.
Yes, I found these in Russia. Rather delightful, aren't they? He opens up the first one to show the slightly smaller doll inside. Yeah, I can never make my mind up whether to keep them all in the set or to unpack them all and line them up along the shelf. What do you think?
I would say go ahead and spread them out. What a wonderful going. Please, by all means, they're designed that way, aren't they?
If you don't spread them out, someone will come along and do it.
Or,
People can't resist it. People
or,
can't resist it.
your guests may simply misunderstand and think it's a single doll. Not all, not all are as familiar with Russian craft work. And
it's wonderfully rustic. Go ahead and show them.
I think I'll rearrange them all tomorrow. Let's see. Roman coins. These are rather a fun little thing, aren't they? I'm not sure what emperor that is. My Latin's a little rusty, of course. I'm sure you all remember it much better.
Well, possibly.
Found these in Vienna.
Can we tell what the word or words are on the coins? Does it matter for purposes of the game?
I don't think it particularly matters.
Okay.
You can see straight away that they are definitely genuine Roman coins.
Cool.
Yeah, they certainly have the look of something that's been buried for several hundred years. He picks up a beer stein and says, I got this in Bavaria. Yes, we had an unbelievable headache the next day.
Oh, Freddie, you always did take things a little bit far.
If you were there in late September, totally understandable. But it is the spirit of the time, right?
Yes, everyone was so friendly.
You certainly had a grand tour of all things, Freddie.
Yes, we ended up in France. Picked up this little doll here. It seemed to be the tradition. Everyone was buying dolls. I can't think why, but it's quite a pretty thing, isn't it?
May I see it for a moment, Freddie?
Of course. He hands it over.
I just kind of turn it over, looking very carefully at the details, and admiring the craft work.
It's pretty well put together. It's wearing the Breton national dress.
Yeah. Lovely little doll.
So were you at Mont Saint Michel for that? Or somewhere else in Brittany?
I honestly I can't remember the name of the place. We seemed to go through it all rather fast. It was a long holiday, and I was quite tired by that point. I left that kind of thing to William. Oh, talking of William, I just got this present from him. He picks up this little glass ball. It's got a little model of a church inside it. He gives it a shake, and a cloud of little white flakes swirl up and then start falling down.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Absolutely the newest thing from Vienna, this is. Yes, very nice of William to think of it.
Who is William again, Freddie?
Oh, my cousin, William Phillips.
Right.
Is he still on the continent?
Oh, no, he's back with his father right now.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, I was hoping he could join us for this party, but I just had a telegram saying he's got the influenza.
Oh, no. Ugh. That's been hard. That's been very hard on people. I've had a lot of patients come through my office with it.
Yes, there's a lot of it going around this time of year, isn't there?
Wintertime.
Maybe we should have stayed somewhere a little warmer for the winter, but well, there was the house purchase and everything to deal with, and well, of course, then I wouldn't have got to see you three.
I shake my head at the talk of influenza, and I say, one does wonder what the point of a world with such horrors within it are. Why something as capricious and mean-spirited as influenza to prey on human lives.
No, it's just germs. They don't mean anything by it at all. They're just germs.
Yes,
Not
but
too much difference than malaria sometimes.
well, I mean, I could say the same thing about malaria. I mean,
Yes.
they both they both, you know, attack those who deserve it least, and spare those who can afford to protect themselves.
Well, that
The
is one
library door.
reason. I'm sorry.
The library door slowly opens, and then in walks Carriage with a tray. He
Excellent.
glides over.
Oh, thank God, Carrot. Your timing is excellent.
Yes, on the tray are 4 glasses and some rather expensive looking cognac. That's clearly another one of Freddie's souvenirs.
Mm.
You've done
Also
quite well for yourself, Freddie.
So I'm rather pleased with well, all my souvenirs and this house.
1905's been a good year, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
I take my cognac, and I notice a certain um a certain confidence going through me as I, enjoy being in this environment, and being around Freddie, my dear old friend, once again, whom I haven't seen for so long, and I'm starting to realize how much I missed him.
Dow will offer a toast to the group. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
An excellent toast. Thank you so much, Dad.
Thank you, sir.
Freddie raises his glass and drinks enthusiastically. Notes yes, I really did make a very good choice with this one, didn't I?
Lovely.
Yes, I might have to go back for more.
Good choice in the house too. It combines the best of the old and the new.
It certainly does. Very lucky to find it.
The beauty of old
Does,
traditions, and the promise of a new century.
does the estate have a name?
It doesn't seem so. Everyone in the village just calls it the house.
Yeah. Okay. Who
The
do you know who the
official name's Alderley Hall, of course.
elderly hall? Yeah. Who are the previous owners?
Oh my goodness, I'd have to go and look that up. I've got all
Look
the
that up.
lawyer's
Okay.
paperwork in the desk
Yeah.
somewhere.
I was just wondering if sometimes these old places come with stories. Sometimes very good stories. Sometimes they've been very happy family homes.
Yeah, well,
It's pleasant to think
doubtless
about sometimes.
I shall start to hear about them soon from the villagers.
No
How on
doubt.
earth did you find this place, Freddie?
Well, I've just been keeping an eye out with the various agents, These places come up now and again. And of course, I didn't want to go too far north, far too hilly up there. I like countryside you can walk around in.
Well, I
Yes,
imagine
this
the Lake
place seems-
District's a little challenging this time of year.
Yes, and one can hardly get anywhere in the snow, at least here the snow all lies down nice and flat. Yes, he goes over to the window and says, well, it certainly is today. I do wish I'd been able to get that central heating sorted. Still, Mrs. Kerridge should have all the fires lit. Your room should be nice and warm.
Oh, we're hardy types. We'll be fine.
But, at this point, Freddie pulls out a deck of playing cards, proposes a game of bridge,
Absolutely.
and that is going to occupy the whole of the rest of the evening.
Right.
And then
Who gets
finally,
paired up with who?
Well, Dow, would you care to pair up?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a rather dab hand at bridge. Played quite often with the other people at the school and at the embassy and such.
That
I
sounds
imagine we should be able to
excellent.
take a rubber or two.
Yes, let's do it.
Should we all roll dice?
By all
All
means.
right.
Start making it hurt, Sue.
We will use the cooperation rules, and Freddie will be cooperating with Tom.
Okay.
Okay, Freddie is playing very badly this evening. He got a 2.
Yeah, I got a 1.
I also got a 2.
Oh, a 2 for me. So
It's the cognac.
It's
the cognac. Yes.
They weren't very good bridge players in Africa.
I feel a certain disappointment because I always did very well playing as Freddie's partner. You know, it's like we had an intuitive understanding of how each other played.
Right, so after some unspeakably poor card playing,
And we shall never speak of this evening of
Yes.
cards.
yes,
Cognac will help, but this was
Yes.
terrible.
yes, Freddie and Thomas barely scrape a win.
Oh, let's let that one be forgotten.
Yes, I think Freddie looks quite relieved when it's over, and suggests, yes, let's all get a good night's sleep, and I'm sure we'll be a little more alert in the morning.
Yeah, quite.
Absolutely.
Very good idea.
Carriage appears to escort you up to your rooms.
I ask Carriage to burn that deck of cards in the fireplace when Freddie's not looking.
Of course, sir. So your rooms are all well decorated. Looks like they've all been quite recently redone. There are fires in the fireplaces. The promised electric lighting is there. Certainly saving Carriage a lot of trouble on candles.
Excellent.
I settle down in bed and begin paging through my book, making notes in a pad.
I'll just arrange my things and get in bed, get ready to go to sleep.
And I'm probably unpacking the valise that had the winter clothes that I did not need in Africa that were sent up from my parents in Dorset, and realizing that they were probably stored in a trunk with a lot of mothballs and look like they are from the late Victorian era. And so if he's outdated now, he'll look worse on the morrow. Oh dear. Prince Edward frock coat. Oh my goodness. It's terrible. The moths should have eaten this. It's ghastly.
So with the aid of the warm fire and maybe a little too much cognac, you will drift off to sleep. And now I'd like you each to roll 1 dice.
Regular or fear?
Just a regular dice.
Okay.
Rolled a 2.
I got a 3.
And that is a 5 for me.
Okay. We'll begin with Dr. Enright.
Oh no.
So you have fallen asleep comfortably in this warm, cozy room. But then you wake up and you're not in that room anymore. You're somewhere outside. And it takes you a moment to recognize it, but then you see that familiar set of gates that you were driving through just not so long ago. You can see them through the swirling snow. You can feel your feet turning numb as they are standing barefoot in the snow. And with that much snow, it really should be completely dark, but somehow the moonlight is still illuminating everything. That's when you see something moving. It's something that's moving low to the ground. It's got a strange loping gait. It's very dark against the pale snow. You see it move through the park around the house and then up to the walls. And you see one thin, spindly, spider-like limb placed against the wall. And then you wake up and you're in your nice, warm, cozy bed. And there's a little patch of winter sunshine peeking around the edge of the curtains. You make a fear roll.
Ugh. Just the fear die?
Yeah.
Okay. 5.
Okay, so that is higher than your current fear of 1, so increase your
Uh-huh.
fear by 1.
Mhm.
Ha 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 ha.
Okay, I got a 3, which takes me up to 2, I suppose.
Not yet, because the thing that's about to happen hasn't happened yet.
Nope.
So, Thomas, you've drifted off to sleep, comfortable in this nice warm bed. But then you're woken up again by a crashing sound of the window sash being suddenly thrown open and a sudden swirl of snowflakes pouring into the room. The warm air is gone in a moment. The air is icy cold and you're struggling to catch your breath. You can feel the sting of icy snowflakes as they touch your face. You're almost blinded as they start to fill your eyes. And so you can't see what's coming into the room. You can only hear it. The sound of dragging, a wet thud by the window, sound of slow footsteps dragging their way across the floor. And then you wake up. You are lying in your warm, cozy bed. And there is pale winter sunshine streaming in through the gap in the curtains. There, can you make a fear roll? You roll your fear dice.
Sorry, is that me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oof, I got a 5.
Okay, so your fear level increases by 1.
Great. Okay.
And so we move on to the Reverend Bradham. You've fallen asleep comfortably in your bed. But then, as you're lying there, you find that your eyes have opened. You can't see anything. It's completely dark. Fire in the fireplace has gone out. There's not the slightest spark there. And everything is silent, beyond the slight sound of snow falling outside. Then you can feel a pressure on your legs. And your first thought is that a cat has sat on them, but there's no cat in this house. And it's something far too big to be a cat, something pinning you down to the bed. You can feel how cold it is even through the blankets. You can feel it moving above you. You feel icy breath on your face and you feel cold fingers starting to tighten around your wrists. And then you're awake. You're lying in your warm, cozy bed and there is sunlight sparkling off the snow on the windowsill. You make a fear roll. Okay, so your fear increases.
So it does.
You're all awake. It's the morning. The snow has stopped. The sun is shining. You can smell coffee and frying sausages. And you hear the sound of a gong, which means breakfast is being served.
Ugh. Well, get up, get dressed, swear off cognac again. Go downstairs.
Probably going to throw on just a quick sweater and casual sort of day suit sort of thing. Nothing too ridiculous. Nice, some warm woolen pants and trousers. Getting ready for a day out, I'm assuming, for the excursion. But we're here relaxing, so relatively casual for the Reverend. It's probably going to just have the collar tucked under the sweater. But certainly looking a little peaked. Possibly didn't get the best night's rest.
I'm waking up and taking my time getting dressed. It takes it, I'm getting into something appropriate for going out in the countryside. But it's taking me a while to shake off that that dream, that nightmare, that phantasm, that whatever it is. I look out at the beautiful sunshiny winter countryside, and savor that beauty. But it's still there, gnawing at the back of my mind, even when I go down and to get my breakfast.
Freddie's already in the breakfast room when you get there. He's clearly in very good spirits, giving everyone big smiles, pouring the coffee out himself. Morning, everyone. Shooting today. Did you all sleep well?
Indeed. Kind of a
Reasonably.
strange dream, that cognac. Ugh. Ugh.
Yes.
But
Didn't sleep as well as I could have, but it's you lay out a splendid board, Freddie.
The coffee will definitely help. I think I'm just so used to having spent such time in Africa. Maybe the cold was just getting to me a bit. That's all. Nothing to be too worried about. I imagine I'll acclimate very quickly.
I'll ask Mrs. Kerridge to put a little extra coal on the fires tonight.
That's very kind of you, Fred. Thank you. The sausages smelled wonderful. Local?
Oh, yes. So, Mrs. Kerridge is doing an excellent job, isn't she?
Oh, I must say, absolutely. I imagine
room
you'll
was
fill the rest
lovely
of the
last
staff out wonderfully.
yes, room was very comfortable, bed very comfortable. She and Carriage have done a fine job with the house, just the two of them. Really well done.
Yes, well, I do hope to get some extra help for them soon. It's a lot for just the two of them, but well,
They
they're
come with
managing
the
for now.
house. Are they local?
Oh yes, they've been with me for a while, of course. No, not recently, of course. I've been off on my holidays, but
Oh, that's true.
yeah, so I was very glad to be able to get them back when I returned home.
Must remind me to ask Mrs. Carriage if she knows anybody up near Skegness. I might need someone up there for the church.
I'm sure there'll be someone up there we can recommend. Yes, well, partridge shooting today.
Absolutely.
Carriage will take you out.
Been a while since I've been out shooting.
Yes, I've promised Mrs. Kerridge there will be partridges, so we'd better put in a good showing.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't want to get Mrs. Carriage upset at us now, would we?
Wouldn't want to miss dinner because we're terrible shooters.
You would have a bit of a shotgun you could loan me, Freddie. I'm afraid I don't have one of my own. I know that good doctors come well equipped, but unfortunately I must impose upon you.
Oh, of course, I have plenty of spares and
Oh, excellent.
a dog, of course.
Wonderful. And any other animals about?
Oh, no, just Max.
Just Max. Good name for a dog.
Yes, well, Kerridge will bring him in soon. He looks around a little surprised because Kerridge has just walked in. He's holding a silver plate, and there is a letter on it. And one thing that immediately strikes all of you is that the envelope has thick black borders on it.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
I sort of glanced down discreetly, not saying anything, but also not wanting to intrude on the moment.
I'll excuse myself to say, and I'll say I'll go upstairs, get my hacking jacket. See everyone.
Yes, I think
Gathering spot.
I think I'll do that too. Let me know if you need me for anything.
Frederick, would you
Ready?
like someone to stay?
Yes, that might be for the best. He takes the envelope off the plate. It's obvious that he's worried. He opens up the letter, takes it out. You can see there's black edges on the paper as well. He quickly reads through it, and you can see his skin turning paler as he reads. He takes a deep breath and says, I'm terribly sorry. I don't think I'm going to be a very good host today. Please don't go shooting without me. I wouldn't want to let Mrs. Kerridge down.
Of course, Freddie. Of course we shall. What is the news?
It's William. And he puts the letter down on the table and then very quickly leaves the room.
I'll take a quick glance at it.
Okay, that will be handout number 2.
Handout number 2 it shall be. Letter from Sir David Phillips. My dear Frederick, it is my sad duty to inform you of the death of my son, William. I regret to say that the illness that preceded his passing came on so suddenly and severely that it proved impossible to call you to his bedside before it was too late. If it is of any comfort, know that you were in his thoughts until the last, and he spoke of your kindness and friendship and the thoughtful gift you sent him. I will write again soon with funeral engagements. Until then, I remain your affectionate uncle, Sir David Phillips. And any sense of casualness that the Reverend had at breakfast is now being replaced with sort of a sense of duty in the form of, this is what I'm called upon to do, and I shall be here as both a friend and as a spiritual advisor to Frederick. And then I'll go and ask Kerridge if he could point me, if he could direct me towards where I need to get equipped for hunting.
Yes, Kerridge directs you to the entrance hall and says he will bring all the required equipment.
Thank you, Kerridge. And be gentle with Freddie today.
Of course, sir.
Thank you.
So Dow's been listening outside in the hall at the top of the stairs.
And can I see the stairs from the entrance hall?
Yeah.
I'll walk over to the foot of the stairs. It's some bad news for Freddie, I'm afraid. And so we should he may need some space today. And that's quite all right. Well, he's asked that we go hunting and that we bring back dinner as best as we can, but perhaps a little bit of care shall be required.
Right. Well, that's understandable.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah. I'll go tell Tommy. Why don't I do that?
Obliged. Thank you so much, Tommy. I'm sorry,
And
I
I'll do
apologize. Doctor,
yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, it's a confusing day. Yes.
It's the cognac, obviously.
Yeah. Never again.
Do you have
Until
a small
5
flask
until
of,
5 o'clock.
Do you have a flask of brandy that's not cognac we could take with us? Might stay warm out there.
Oh, yes. I'm going to refill mine as soon as I get downstairs with my jacket. Yes.
Most convivial.
Yes. I'll go knock on Dr. Griffith's door and let him know the news, the specifics of the news, and that we're still going hunting and to be downstairs when he's ready for us to all go out together.
Oh, poor Freddie. Perhaps I should stay here with him. Keep him company.
He apparently prefers to sort of take this news in private at first, at any rate.
Well, I must at least give him my condolences.
No, nothing wrong with that.
And I go back downstairs and find Freddie. And look at him and I said, say quietly, I am very, very sorry for your loss. If there's anything I can do, I can stay here with you while the others go hunting.
Freddie is making a credible attempt at maintaining the stiff upper lip. And he says, no, please go on, enjoy the shooting. Can't possibly let Mrs. Kerridge down.
Freddie, it's me. Don't worry about letting down others. Just allow yourself to rely on us, to rely on me.
Of course, yes. It's just such a shock. He was younger than me and in excellent health up until.
Of course.
Just glad that we had this tour. I think I would like to be alone for a little while.
Of course. I can stay around the house if you need me.
Come find me at lunchtime. Perhaps I will be more in the mood for company.
Very good.
He makes rather a hasty exit towards the stairs.
When Dow joins the Reverend, together their guns and ammunition and everything. Dow's changed out of his breakfast coat and is now in his hacking jacket and boots and everything. When he goes downstairs, he passes an extra flask of brandy to the Reverend for purposes of warmth and well-being, of course, during the hunt. He says, that all joking aside about the cognac, that was really, really strong stuff last night. I had some very strange dreams.
Really?
Dreamt I was out in the snow, saw things crawling up the walls of the manor house. Those French, I'm telling you, you cannot trust the French at all.
I think you may have a point about the cognac, because it certainly wasn't just cold that I felt last night. For a moment, I thought I felt that there was a large cat or some animal that was lying on top of me in bed when I woke up. And nothing was there, of course, but it just felt so. Definitely no cognac this evening.
Yeah.
Yes, it's strange that we both were affected such.
Yeah.
Oh well. Wolfready.
Yeah. Tommy? Tommy, you coming with us?
I beg your pardon. It's Thomas, please.
Right.
And I think I shall stay around the house in case Freddie needs me.
Well, very well, Thomas, if you insist. We shall see you at lunch and hopefully be able to ask you to join us again then at that point. We may need some additional help getting in some partridges for dinner.
I consider that for a moment, and also realize, like, that dream is sort of lingering at the back of my mind, and I'm saying, well, on the other hand, I think that Freddie said he would be more social at lunch, so perhaps I will join you and give him my companionship later.
Oh, excellent. Wonderful.
Good.
Thomas, was Goethe a vegetarian? I don't remember. Saying as he walks out the door.
Yeah, I think he was, come to think of it.
Well, Goethe may have been. I assure you, I am not. I turn to Goethe for enlightenment of the mind and spirit, not so much for the diet.
All right. So is there a hunt master, or are we just on our own for pheasants? It's just us and the dog
I think so.
and carriage, maybe?
Probably just us and the dog, I think. But
Then you hear the sound of skittering claws on the polished floor of the entrance hall.
Max.
Yes, Max is apparently not quite so good at moving around silently as Carriage. Max is a golden retriever. His ears are flopping and his tail is wagging as he sees you all.
Greatest dogs. Greet him with delight.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, Carriage has an armful of shotguns.
Take one of those. Thank you so much, Carriage.
Yes, very, very good, sir. It'll just be a short walk.
Yes, are you accompanying us, Carriage?
Yes, I will be
wonderful.
acting as beater, and of course Max will be doing the retrieving.
Excellent. Well, lead on.
So he leads you out of the house, and it is, as he said, it's a short walk before they get to the shooting field. And I think we should have a roll to see how good you all are at shooting.
By all means.
So this is one dice for being within human capabilities. If you think that your character is particularly good at shooting, then you can add your occupation die.
I rolled a 1 and I want to re-roll, and I will roll with my insight die or my fear die.
Okay.
Because that was terrible. I do not want to kill anyone with my shotgun, at least at this point in the game yet. I don't see any reason for that yet. I said yet. Oh, I rolled a 6 and a 5. The 5 is on my fear die. The 6 is on my regular die. So, right.
I rolled a natural 6 without having to face my fears.
Oh, good. I rolled a 1. So, Carriage, these shells are awful. What did you load these with? Terrible. You sawdusted them.
If you'll excuse me, Reverend, I mean, I think that the doctor and I have done quite well. I don't think The problem is with the shells.
Well, perhaps you have a different brand than I do.
Well, I'm just saying, don't blame the man here.
Yes, well, perhaps the afternoon will be better shooting for me.
Perhaps. I pick up my pheasants.
Kerridge seems very happy with how things have gone. You've got a decent number of birds between you.
I think I may have accidentally shot one of your chickens. Do apologize, Carriage. Sorry about that. Perhaps a soup for tomorrow.
Max is clearly having a lovely time. This was what he was bred for, after all.
Carriage, how long have you had Max?
Oh, about a year, sir. He's very good, isn't he?
Oh, quite good, yes.
Lovely dog.
Excellent addition to the household.
Yes, very well behaved.
Carriage, you said this was the only animal about, yes?
Yes. So we don't have horses.
No cats or anything from the village that come wandering about?
No, too far for them to walk.
No wolves, anything like that.
He gives a very polite laugh. In East Anglia, of course not.
Mm.
Nothing larger than a badger around here.
Were you thinking of going wolf hunting or fox hunting?
No, I just had a damn strange dream last night, that's all.
Oh. What might that have been?
It was no doubt. Well, always blame the French when the opportunity arises. The cognac. I dreamt I was standing outside the manor house in the snow, freezing, and I saw a strange creature come out of the woods, crawl up the side of the manor house. Strange. I couldn't get a good look at it, but I could tell there was something strange and bizarre about its legs, and the fact that it crawled up the wall of the manor house. And then I woke up in my bed.
I'm sort of getting a little bit of a chill just listening to him because it's so similar and to my own dream. And I say, damned odd that I had a dream that was very similar. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps it was the cognac. It's quite good though, but perhaps a little bit too strong for my head, or for us.
The doctor and I were both commiserating about the cognac earlier. I also had a dream.
You?
Yes, it's a very strange one. Felt as if something was pressing down upon me. As I said, the doctor thought it was a cat, but too big for that. Strange indeed.
I feel like someone just walked over my grave. Perhaps we should get these pheasants back to the house.
Mrs. Carriage will need time to clean them, definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, no more. No, let's speak no more of this for now.
Right. Well done, Carriage. Thank you. Max, you're the best dog ever.
Max is looking a little different as well. The excited wagging has stopped, and he's looking a bit more subdued, and he whines a little at Kerridge, and it gives him a pat on the head, and then says, yes, boy, we'll go back.
Doesn't like being away too much?
I couldn't say, sir. He seems upset about something.
Is Max looking in any particular direction at anything?
Yeah, he seems to want to get back to the house.
Okay. Well, we're going that way, so. Yeah. Come on, Max, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Carriage and Max lead the way back to the house. And when you get back there, you're met at the door by Mrs. Kerridge, who is looking extremely worried.
Everything all right, Mrs. Carriage?
Oh, I'm afraid not, sir. The master's been taken ill, sir. One of you is a doctor, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, absolutely.
I sent Barker with the car to the village to get the local doctor, but perhaps Freddie would like to see his friend.
Yes, absolutely. I'll go get my bag. Is he in his rooms?
Yes, sir.
Right. I'll be right there. I'll go up, get my bag, and immediately go to Freddie's room.
Yeah, when you get there, that Freddie is in bed. He's very bundled up in the blankets. The fire's been stoked up. The room is extremely warm. But you can see Freddie is shivering.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. I will take his temperature. I believe we have mercury thermometers at this point. I think that's a late 19th century invention. If not, if I don't have one with me, then I will at least do a skin check. See what his if his skin is cold and clammy, is it hot, whatever.
Yeah, his skin feels cold to the touch.
Okay, cold to the touch. I'll do the usual physical, heart rate, all of that.
So, give me a roll.
Okay.
And
I got a 6 on one and a 3 on the other. I did not roll my fear die.
right. Okay. Yeah, so at a first glance and initial examination, your first assumption would be influenza. But you'd expect him to be feverish with that, and he is not. He is actually cold, which is, pretty strange given just how warm the room he's in.
Okay. I will check him. Is he responsive? Is he talking? Is he able to talk to me?
He is talking.
Okay. Is he just talking when you say that? Is he just talking or is he conversational?
He's talking, but maybe not entirely to you.
Okay.
He seems to be talking to himself a bit.
Okay. I will call in the Reverend. Actually, I'll call both of them in.
Yeah. And there's a couple of other things you'd notice while you're examining him.
All right.
Yeah, when you were doing the overall scan, you notice some bruises on his wrists.
Yeah. Bruises on the wrist. Do I notice any puncture wounds? Do I notice a rash? Do I notice any kind of physical, anything unusual about him, about his body?
Nothing besides those bruises. And
okay, bruises on the wrist.
He does notice you looking at them and just says, "Don't know how they got there. Don't know. They weren't there yesterday."
Not to worry. You're going to be okay. I'm here. You're going to be okay.
Keep seeing things in the window.
Right. You're not the only one who has been seeing them. We've seen them too. You're not alone. Don't worry. And I go to the door and I call the Reverend and Thomas to come up immediately.
I come out into the room and I just sort of like immediately go to Freddie's bedside.
Thomas, I need you to take down the things that he is saying. I need you to take notes. Okay?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Record what he's saying. Reverend, can you provide spiritual comfort to him while I provide physical treatment? I think we need to all be present.
Of course.
Here while this is going on.
Absolutely.
He says he's seeing things.
I fumble around for my notebook and a pen, and I'm like, Freddie, old man, please speak to me. What's wrong?
Tell us what you're seeing.
It's quite all right, my son.
With the face in the window.
Face?
So cold. dark. The eyes can't see the eyes. They're in the frost.
Is it there now?
He glances over at the window and then suddenly shrinks back under the bedclothes and shivers a little more. That's just like the church.
What church?
Just like the church, you
Yes,
said?
What church, Freddie? Local church?
Shakes his head quickly and says, No, in the frost.
I'll go over to the window.
A church in the frost?
Yeah, there is something a bit odd here. This room is very hot with the burning fire, but the window's frosted up. There are icy fern patterns all over it that should not be possible.
Mm.
And just as you're staring into it, the fern patterns don't exactly move, but then just for a moment, it's like they've formed a different pattern. A face, a very thin, nearly skeletal face with deep sunken eyes. It's only there for a moment, and then it's gone.
I'm preparing a syringe of a half dose of whatever opiate that I have. I don't want to put Freddie to sleep. I want to relax him. So if it's morphine, and all this stuff is legal now, so I've got it in my case. Morphine, if it's, just opium, whatever I have.
A light dose of laudanum, perhaps?
Yeah, laudanum. Yeah, if whatever I've got that will relax him. One of the things that will do is it will help the blood flow in his body a little more easily. It might help him warm up a little, but it will also maybe help him talk. So I'm going to give him that shot.
Yeah, he's not resisting in any way. He's totally willing to go along with whatever you're doing.
Now I'll tell him this is to help you relax. It'll help you get some rest.
Thank you, Doctor. Why am I so cold?
And I will draw the sash in front of the curtain and pull the curtains in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Can we hang a blanket over that window too, maybe? That might help some. Over the curtain rod?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I'm sort of pacing even while I'm trying to make notes. A little bit frantic in my attitude, starting to get a little bit agitated. Looking at Freddie there like this all so suddenly. What is happening, Doctor?
Yeah.
What is happening, Doctor?
Is Freddie saying anything else?
He goes quiet after the laudanum.
Mm. Okay. I point out the bruises on his wrists. Does it look like he was restrained? These are the bruises of restraint?
It looks like, maybe like someone was holding him around the wrists.
Yeah. And he does not know where these came from.
No.
Yeah.
The
So this is
Reverend
unusual.
Certainly feeling that from the dream, and
Mhm.
has positioned himself close to the fireplace where it's almost ridiculously and uncomfortably warm because he does not want to be anywhere near something cold right now, and keeps changing his glance from looking at Freddy to make sure he's okay to looking over at the window, even if it is covered. And spending a decent amount of time back and forthing on that. And if you think that that would inspire a fear roll from the Reverend Sue, I think then that's apropos.
I think this is a good time for a fear roll, yes.
Oh, yes. That's a 6.
So I think your fear is increasing to 3, is that right?
That would be correct.
And Doctor, it really probably strikes you at this point that while this clearly isn't influenza, it does look a lot like it, and well, given what's just happened to his cousin, this is clearly a very serious situation.
Yeah.
It is genuinely possible that Freddie might die of this.
Yeah. I'm wondering if getting him out of here would save his life. Maybe ask the driver to take him. I mean, I've got admitting privileges at hospitals in Oxford and Cambridge and London. I mean, I could send him to a hospital, right now and get him somewhere safe. What do you guys think?
I think that sounds like a bloody good idea if we can move him without making things worse. Without the trip exacerbating his symptoms. Do you think you can do that safely, Doctor?
I have no idea if it will or not. I think if he stays here, I think he's going to die just like his cousin did.
You think it was something they picked up together in Europe?
Well, it's possible. It has some of the symptoms of influenza, but not all of them. The key symptom that it does not have is the fever. So I'm ruling that out. But there is any number of infectious diseases that this could be. I think he's got to get to a hospital. I think he will die if he stays here.
There's a sound from the bed. Freddie has shoved his hand under the pillow and just mutters, "Church, Europe." Then there's a thud as the book that he's pulled out from under the pillow hits the floor.
Ah.
I pick up the book, look at it immediately.
And this is Freddie's diary.
His diary.
And a quick glance at it, you can see that he was keeping a diary for pretty much his whole journey in Europe.
Okay, excellent.
And I think this will be a good time for us to take a break.
Okay.
Very good.
Then we'll see you guys back in 10, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sounds good.
In 10. and welcome back, and thank you for sticking with us through the break. And at this point, once again, Sue Savage, the floor is yours.
So where we left off before the break, our characters had just come into possession of Freddie's diary from his journey through Europe. And rather than present the players with a massive written handout for this bit, they are instead going to play out some of the events of that diary. So for a short period, they will be playing different characters. So I think we need another brief character introduction.
By all means. Should we start with the Baroness?
I'm Baroness Georgina Blackstone. I'm a historian. My focus is the Roman Empire. And more than anything else, I want to make a real historical discovery and show everyone that I am a real academic and not just a mere baroness.
And Mr. Phillips.
I am William Phillips, and passionately devoted to archaeology. And I am keen to finally perform a real archaeological dig. I am also one thing that notices everything and everyone notices about me is that I do have a very sharp mind, but I'm also I'm also strikingly good looking. The sort of person who catches everyone's eye.
Well, you certainly have caught the eye of one Freddie Carmichael, a rather outgoing young man who enjoys meeting new people and visiting new places, and he certainly wants to make sure his friends and people such as his cousin William have as much fun as he's having. Freddie Carmichael, at your service.
Well, it is in the tradition of the British aristocracy to pay attention to their relatives.
Well, of course, William. This is such a wonderful idea to go to Europe and all these beautiful, beautiful places. That lake was wonderful.
Yeah. At the point the relevant part of the diary kicks off, the three of you have recently arrived in Vienna. Georgina, you are absolutely convinced that there are Roman artifacts buried in the churchyard of a church called the Tivoli Kirche.
Somebody get these corpses out of my way. There are Roman coins here for the discovery. This will make my name in the field. We'll put them right back.
Now, one mustn't just go barging into these things.
William.
Baroness, this is not how archaeology is done. We do not bash and smash our way into these things like.
Well, it worked in Troy.
A drunken
German. Schliemann had his problems. I quite agree.
Schliemann drinking the same thing as we were drinking a few nights ago in Bavaria.
Probably.
That's a lovely microphone.
Troy was a disaster in so many ways. We do it in a much more refined and academic way now. And I promise you, discovering the coins themselves is not nearly as important as discovering what's around them and, cataloging the context in which they were found.
You're not looking for one of those Grecian urns, are you, William?
I beg your pardon. What do you mean?
Well, you had that one at your house. Your father got it for you. Had those? Were those boys dancing on it? Don't remember.
Dancing is a universal pastime. It is something we find in all cultures.
Well, I think it was dancing. Anyway, it's lovely to be here. It's a beautiful city, isn't it?
Lovely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The music is wonderful.
Absolutely, Paris.
But we cannot merely be shoving the dead aside willy-nilly in our quest for.
It's our job to shove the dead aside.
I'm just saying we need to to
As
exercise
soon as you're
some.
done cataloging the dead, we'll shove them aside and get to the coins.
We we simply need to use some discretion so that we can differentiate ourselves from mere grave robbers.
Okay, so we won't do it at night.
Oh, Baroness, it pains me to see a lady of your qualities so brutal in her quest for knowledge.
Sometimes, William, you must have a little bit of fun in your work.
You really are easy. You really are easy to tweak. You do know that, right?
I am searching for knowledge. The art, the science of archaeology is still in its infancy.
William, do you remember when you were in Greece and somebody tied those little holly berries around that Greece statue of that boy you were looking at for ages for some reason? And somebody was coming along and do you remember that? Do you remember your reaction? Come on, yeah.
That's not funny, Freddie.
It was quite funny. It was rather amusing. We all had a good laugh.
Well,
William
William had a good laugh.
Well, William was fine after a few glasses of that
Ouzo.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
I forgot
yes.
I think we were all having a wonderful evening at that.
Yes. Yes. And then we all had a blank spot. And then it was 2 days later. Yes.
Freddie,
Yes.
for God's sake, this is not one of your parties. This is an actual scientific expedition.
William. William, we are touring Europe. We're having a wonderful gay time. It's tremendous.
This is not a wonderful gay time. It is a quest for knowledge. And I am sure that the Baroness will agree with me, at least on that point.
We will all gain some sort of knowledge and experience out of this whole thing.
Yes, as long as we are cautious and respectable about it.
Well, if you insist. Wouldn't want to disappoint.
Of course not. Now then, we must speak with the caretakers of this church in order that we can make room for our activities in a careful and orderly manner.
And do you have a letter of introduction for them, or would you rather one of us try and distract them while we begin this?
I believe that the Baroness could speak with them diplomatically.
Mm-hmm.
She does have a title. She does have a title, after all.
Yeah, I'll try.
That's true.
What information do we have about this location and the coins? What brought us here?
Well, as a historian, you're well aware that the Romans occupied this part of the country for quite a long period. There have been other artifacts found nearby.
What part of Europe did the Romans not occupy?
Yeah, not very much, but yeah, they definitely were here. And yeah, quite a lot of digs have been done in the area. But yeah, looking at maps of the digs you've seen, you're reasonably sure that a fair part of this churchyard could at some point have been part of a Roman villa.
Oh, excellent. Okay. I will go to, so who is in charge of this particular church? Is it a prelate or?
It'd be the church warden that you need to speak
the warden. To. Okay. I will approach him and I will introduce myself, and I will take my two colleagues with me because I will need a man also there for and to have an authority figure. Yeah.
You need a man of good reputation, at least. I'm not quite so sure that Freddie qualifies.
That's how dare you? That's absolutely ridiculous. Everyone
while the two
knows
schoolboys fight in the background, I will talk with the church
your
warden
reputation itself
and explain what it is that we're doing, that we are researchers, and that and I will go into some detail with him and sort of try to appeal to his sense of church history and and explained to him how important this church site is and how important this find would be to the church should it turn out to be an accurate estimate on our part that these coins would be here. And then ask his permission to start looking around.
He seems quite interested in all of your talk of church history, and it seems he's got a little interest in the subject himself. And he says, yes, this church has a long history, and I've no doubt you will find many interesting things digging here. Of course, we would require a small contribution to the church coffers in order to permit such a thing.
Oh, of course, there's always administrative fees that crop up, and any support that we could offer your work here, we would be glad to do. And I don't know, toss whatever money he wants out. You get used to paying fees to people as you cross borders. I mean, it's the cost of doing business. So yeah.
Yeah, he takes the money quite gratefully. There's a lot of Dankeschön. And then he does say, just as you're leaving, I should mention the place is haunted, but don't worry, he won't cause you any trouble. Just don't disturb things too much.
Oh,
William is trying, but not really succeeding at being discreet in his eye rolling at the very mention of the place being haunted.
Is there a particular figure we should be on the lookout for? Is it just one figure who lurks here?
Just the one. The people call him the Dunner Man. The thin man.
All right. Well, we certainly mean him no ill, and hope that he will wish us none in return. Do you recommend a particular spot for us? Have you come in? I'm assuming there's a graveyard associated with this place. Have you come across any signs of a villa in when you have dug graves here before?
No, but we do have a large area of the graveyard that is currently undug. I suspect if you're going to find anything, it will be where we have not already been digging 6 feet down.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Yes, and
I thank him.
You to a fairly large area of the graveyard that has no gravestones in.
Okay. That sounds excellent. I thank him. So is it still, I'm assuming we're still middle of the day or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
first thing I'm going to look
for archaeology.
Yeah. First thing I want to look for is any irregularities in the ground, any places that might be signs of where walls are underneath. And I know it's not going to be huge irregularities, but any places that might be good places to start digging, or at least good places to start looking.
Yeah, as you're looking over this grassed area, you do see a few places where the ground seems slightly less level, where the grass is growing a little differently. Maybe a little more lush or a little more dry in some places.
I'll call William over and ask him what he thinks about this.
I sort of take my time examining the area, looking for signs of wear or animal tracks or ancient tool use. Finally, when the Baroness is getting suitably irritated with me, I finally nod and say, yes, I think this will do.
Freddie's probably sitting on top of a mausoleum sketching in his journal. Just inanely blathering.
Yes, that does sound like Freddie.
I'll be able to see Don Giovanni tonight. I hope so. It'll be lovely. Understand it's a good one.
Love that one. So dramatic.
All right.
There's a ghost in that one too, isn't there?
Oh, there is.
Ah,
Ghost of his
wonderful.
father. Yes.
A ghostly
Ghost?
statue, yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness. See, what do you have down there? Have you found a hole you need to start?
We are trying to expand human knowledge. Now please stop your blathering, Frederick.
William.
And
Expanding human knowledge with a shovel.
well, we have to we have to dig carefully. We have to start with one of the smaller ones.
Mhm. With a trowel.
Yes, exactly.
It'll
All
be
right.
good in time for dinner. I understand there's a good restaurant or two around here.
No, probably not. First, we have to mark out a grid so that we can calculate,
William!
where we've retrieved anything.
Come on, William.
Would you rather not be here, Freddie?
Here with you. This is a wonderful tour for all of us, and then we'll just go back. But come on, can't we do this a little faster?
Oh, Freddie, go off to one of the brothels or whatever it is you do. Okay, so I'm just starting to lay out a grid, despite Freddie's whining, and I'm going to then start
Surprised you
carefully.
missed a peg.
Are you familiar with how to do this, then, Freddie? And if
you've described it ad infinitum as we've traveled across Europe, I'm getting a hang of it.
I think you're getting more the hangover of it, but that's just me.
An excellent idea. Baroness, would you care for a nip?
Please. Oh, God. Haven't seen that much string since I watched my grandmother make lace.
Baroness, do you want to accompany Frederick to the brothel? I understand that they are very equal opportunity.
I understand that boys like you don't go places like that.
Oh dear, William, she may have your number.
I go where I please. Now, please allow.
That has been said too. Oh, William, come on,
children, both of you.
Come on, William. This is such a wonderful time.
I ignored both of these prats while I start to dig. With people like you, the human race would still be lying in the dark of ignorance.
Oh, William, you're going to make someone a wonderful spinster aunt one day.
Well, at least I will serve some purpose in the world then.
William, as you're digging, it's rapidly becoming clear to you that the Baroness was spot on with her estimation. There are genuinely Roman ruins here.
Well, she's good for something then, I suppose.
So the first thing you find are the traditional potsherds. Of course, for an archaeologist, bits of ceramic are very exciting.
I carefully set them aside, catalog them.
Oh, he's found crockery.
Make a note of how deep I found them, what the dirt was like.
Any dancing boys on those?
You're very eager for the dancing boys, aren't you?
I'm just saying it would match the one you already have. Really would.
Matching pair. Symmetry. Very, very Roman, very classical.
Freddie,
anyway,
well, most of your attention is currently on William and his potsherds. You are getting a strange sensation that you are being watched.
From within the churchyard or from without?
From the church. Which is odd because there's no service on at the moment. The church warden was the only person there, and he's left.
No obvious doors or windows open or anything in the church tower?
No sign of anything.
Hmm. Okay, I can see Freddie. He's certainly not staying in one place. He's wandering all over, looking at graves and making little notes in his journal, but at the same time, beginning to look back rather a lot at the church. I can see that.
Yeah, so Georgina, despite William's perhaps a little over thorough approach, in your opinion, he is certainly actually finding some interesting stuff down here. The potsherds are just the beginning of it. He's actually found an entire ceramic jar.
Oh, excellent. I'll
some
start
beautiful
cataloging it. Yeah, I'll start cataloging while he's
Yeah.
digging.
Under that, there are some beautiful mosaic tiles. And
Excellent.
then as some pieces of the ceramic jar are moved, you see.
I managed to extract the jar by being excruciatingly careful. Just not digging around it so much, but carefully taking some small sharp picks and scraping the dirt away from the
Yeah,
edges.
you got to get the
until-
brushes out. Yeah, you got to get the brushes out for this. Brush the
Yeah.
dirt away around it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and as you remove the jar, you find that it's much, much heavier than you expected, because it is completely filled with silver coins.
Ah,
As you remove it from the earth, a few small bones tumble down from just above it.
hmm
It's a
Are we
maybe
are we,
finger
are we
bones.
are we talking animal bones, human bones? What kind of bones?
Human phalanges is your first thought as you look at them.
Hmm.
It's a bit odd. There shouldn't be any graves in this part of the graveyard, but yeah, there they are.
Oh well,
Let's see
people have the bad manners to die just about anywhere.
yeah. Let's see if it's connected to the rest of a skeleton. Because
Yeah,
that can
maybe.
be really important.
Yeah, maybe I dig a little bit deeper in that direction towards the bones.
Yeah, so as you keep digging, you're finding more and more of this beautiful mosaic tiling. It's becoming obvious that this is really a major find. You're probably going to need to talk to the National Museum about this. You're probably going to be quite famous, especially in Austria.
My God, Baroness,
Is the
I think we've found something genuinely significant here.
Yeah, is the warden still here?
No, he's left for the day.
He's left for the day. Okay. He needs to know about this.
And if you're digging around the area the bones came from, you are finding more bones. It does look like there might be a complete skeleton here.
My God,
Let's be sure to capture the exact position of the body, its last position that it was in. And I'm going to be sure to sketch the villa, the area, everything that we find in it on a single page.
I'm getting a little bit excited about the bones, thinking that this might be the greatest discovery of an ancient human since the Piltdown Man.
Freddie, you're still getting that unpleasant sensation from the church. It's getting worse. And now and then when you glance in that direction, you think you can just see a very faint outline of a face looking back at you from one of the windows.
Anything specific about the window itself or just one of the windows?
It's a plain window rather than the stained glass.
Ground floor or upper?
No, the next floor up.
There shouldn't be anybody here.
No, there really shouldn't. There isn't any floor there.
Because in the interior of the church, that wouldn't be a separate level.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So there shouldn't. I like. I think Freddie will go back to the door that leads out into the churchyard and open it up. This is more interesting than listening to William rattle on about ceramics right now.
No, Freddie has no imagination. No.
I'm gonna run part way back to Freddie, and I'm gonna call to him and say, "We found a person. Can you go leave a note for the warden?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Chom, be happy to.
Just tell him we need to speak to him as soon as possible."
Oh, perfectly. Yes, by all means. Yes.
Am,
Freddie seems a little distracted. He's kind of
Okay.
politely muttering inanities at you.
am I seeing any signs of weapons or anything like that around among the bones?
No sign of anything, no.
Any apparent injuries? Not that, I mean, is the skull intact? Are the bones intact, relatively speaking?
Yep, the skeleton looks intact. There are no obvious wounds.
Interesting.
Freddie will go back into the church. And before he goes and leaves a note, he'll look to see where that window is in relation to where he's coming in.
Yeah, as you could figure out from the outside, it's one of the upper floor windows that doesn't have any floor next to it.
Yeah, usual. And Freddie will probably stare at it for a minute or two, and then sort of shake his head. And
yeah, as you're doing so, you start to feel a sudden chill in the air and find yourself starting to shiver.
Colder in here than it is outside. Good heavens! How do they have these services? Write to Rags and ask him. Freddie will probably stand in the doorway. Yeah, he'll stand in the doorway and just go ahead and finish writing the note real quick, and just leave it right on a pew. Dear Church Warden, found something. You'll love it. Send letter to Baroness. Sincerely, Freddie.
All our love, Freddie.
You must come round for dinner sometime. P.S. Bring a pheasant. But yeah, I don't know if Freddie, he took a step or two into the church, looked, and didn't like it, got cold, leaves the note and steps back out, but not too far, just outside the doorway.
Yeah, it definitely feels warmer outside than in.
Drafty old places. Well, the opera house and dinner better make up for this. Probably start walking back towards the find of the century. Really.
Georgina runs up. You've got to come see. You've got to come see this. This really is amazing.
Of course.
Really.
What have you found? Do tell.
Look, it's a villa. It is a villa that is almost completely intact. There's a body. I mean, it's a skeleton.
I'm completely ignoring these two. I am in complete hyper-focus mode. Slowly and carefully.
Don't mind him, Baroness. He gets this way sometimes. He gets very obsessive, but he means well, truly.
We've got to bring in some ouzo from Greece. Makes him bearable, I think. I'm pretty sure.
The last time we had that, we woke up 2 days later. We were both lying in bed together. I have no idea.
I know, but it was, well, who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. He was talking about excavating and digging up things. Who knows?
Yeah.
Strange.
Anyway, see, the
good for a cousin, though. I like him.
And there's,
I like to explore the depths of things.
And there's this urn full of coins. And the reason we found the skeleton was because the hand was right by this urn full of coins. Look at that! Look at this mosaic. Look at this floor. Is this not?
I'd like to see these coins. These coins look fascinating. Can you? How old are they? Do you know? I mean, Roman here. We can guess anything further.
They should have dates on them. Romans usually dated their coins.
I
It's
went
because
to
they were so
Eton.
important.
I don't remember Latin very well. I let that be the province of other people.
Servants, I understand.
No, the other students. There was a Dr. Thomas, good old Tommy and Rags. I mean, all those other people, they all know this kind of stuff. I cribbed notes off of them.
Mhm.
So, well, can you tell me about these coins, though?
The coins?
Yes.
I mean, well, they're coins. I haven't quite.
Well, there's quite a
Uh,
lot
so-
of them here, are there? They won't
Um,
miss a few. We need some good souvenirs, William.
Souvenirs.
We'll just take a few of them
What
with
do you?
us.
What?
Oh, my goodness,
What?
William.
What do you think this is?
Everyone
A holiday?
does it, William. Well, it is a holiday. Yes, and everyone does, and you know it.
Some people
Leave-
collect seashells at Brighton. We happen to be in Vienna, having found a new archaeological discovery. They're not going to miss some Roman coins.
Some people collect antiquities. We collect antiquities.
Damn you!
Souvenirs. That's all they are.
I told you we are not here for grave robbing. We're
Look,
here
William, a
for
robin.
knowledge.
And I'll pocket a couple.
Yeah, no. William does not fall for that.
William, I will send you 4 of them for your own collection. How's that sound?
No,
Oh, William, don't be such a baby.
the artifact must remain intact.
Well, then I'll take all of them. That's intact, isn't it?
No,
We can't leave it here, William. You have to admit we can't leave it here. We have to take it with us, because if we don't take it, no, we're not stealing it. We have to take it with us, and even if we take it to the authorities, we have to take this with us today to give it to either keep it safe ourselves or give it to someone else, to a museum. I don't care who, to keep it safe because it is full of something valuable.
Well, Baroness, I suppose you're correct on that point, at least. But,
yeah, the proper thing to do with it is to take it to the Welt Museum.
Well, excellent. If they're open tomorrow, we shall take it to them.
Give it to Germans.
Oh, not this again, William.
So, Freddie, why don't you take the urn?
Oh, we can have the urn. I'll take the coins. That's so much easier.
The coins are in the urn.
Are they in the urn? Well,
yeah.
Then I will take the urn. And you know, William, what I will do is I will make sure that the urn gets to an appropriate person when it's all said and done. How's that?
I am not entirely trusting
in William. Oh, William,
I am not entirely trusting in your ability to ascertain.
Oh, William, we're all together. Come on, we're all together.
We can debate this over schnitzel tonight, William.
Come on, he's just having some fun at your expense, William. Come on, we're about to have to get out of this churchyard because they're going to be locking up soon. So
very well. I'm trusting you.
It's drafty in that church of all things.
I am trusting you with this, Frederick.
On my honor, William, it shall be kept safe.
Oh God. On your honor, then. Very well, then.
And I think that's where the section of journal draws to a close. There are some quick notes from Freddie about how the urn was delivered to the Welt Museum, minus 1 or 2 coins. But feeling.
So you're saying Freddie brought this whole thing down upon us?
And so the Baroness and William got credit for the discovery of the site. Wonderful. But Freddie, feeling somewhat unsettled by his encounter at the church, was quite keen to leave Vienna, and they moved on to Italy very quickly after that.
Well, we know where the coins are because he showed them to us last night, I believe.
I'm assuming at this point we find ourselves back in the chambers with Freddy, right?
Back in our
Yep.
regular character.
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, a little uncomfortably warm.
Mhm.
My God, it is burning up in here. I don't know how Freddy is not just combusting into a fireball.
All right. So what do we want to do with the coins? Do we toss them out in the snow? Do we mail them to the museum? Do we, what do you think? Take them to the Velt ourselves?
I believe we can find someone to take them to the Velt.
Right.
Thomas,
I
you speak German, of course. So I mean,
of course I do, but I don't want to leave Freddy's side. I would be uncomfortable abandoning him in this time of crisis.
Your staying here is not going to keep him alive. Getting those coins back with the other coins is going to keep him alive.
did it say that?
But I don't know that. Well, I don't know that you have to do it personally, but
Was there a name of the church in the journal?
Yes, it's the Tivoli Kirche.
The Tivoli Kirk. Okay, thank you.
okay.
This all seems a bit out of fairy tales, but very well.
Perhaps they would feel better if a churchman returned them. I assume the bishop would have no objection if I were to delay my start shortly.
Yeah.
Thomas,
you
would
would
you
like
like to
to-
write a letter in German? That might help. I'm afraid I don't have much German myself.
I could do that for you, of course. I am still willing to make the travel myself, if need be. But I sit down with a page of foolscap and a pen and start writing a letter of introduction mentioning your sterling moral character and the predicament that we find ourselves in.
Perhaps suggesting that some of the coins inadvertently ended up. We certainly wouldn't want any aspersions cast on poor old Freddy.
Of course not. Freddy's character is impeccable.
Oh, everyone knows that. Terrible with Latin, though. You remember that in school? Awful. I assume I should probably go pack, and when Barker comes back, I'll see if he can give me a lift. Get him to give me a lift to the station.
Yes.
Doctor, are we sure this is the best choice of action?
No. Still am thinking that perhaps I should get him to a hospital. Maybe we should
Well,
all get in
that-
the car and go. What is the point in staying here after all? I'll
think-
take Freddie to the hospital. Why don't you two go? Why don't both of you go to the Velt?
That sounds reasonable, of course.
No, very well. Yes.
All right.
Hear Freddy quietly call out from the bed. Tommy?
Yes. I kneel down and take his hand in mine. What is it? What is it, Freddy? Speak to me.
The letter from my uncle. He said that William thanked me for my gift, but I didn't send him a gift. He sent me a gift. Doesn't make any sense.
What was the gift?
Oh, the little ball with the snow.
Little bowl with the snow.
Snowball from Austria.
Oh,
Frederick, was that the
Oh.
same church?
Yes, the Tivoli Kirche.
That's the same one in the
So go get the snowball and look at it. Snow globe.
Yeah, I'll rush over to get it since he's speaking to me, and I am in a little bit of a panic about the whole situation.
Yeah, it may be down in the library. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
down in the library.
Yeah, so I run down to the library and get it and bring it back to
As you
you.
look at the thing, now you've read the diary, you can see that it does match the sketches that Freddie made of the church.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Is there anything particularly eye-catching about it?
Yeah, it's got an inscription. It's on the bottom. It's in Latin, which I shall attempt to pronounce.
Well, I am an academic. So, what does it say when translated?
In Latin, it says, "In neve cognosis me, in neve caro factus sum," which roughly translates as, "In the snow you shall know me, in the snow I become flesh."
Cryptic and ominous at the same time. It does not ring any bells with me as a quote. I hand it to the good Reverend and ask him, Reverend, do these words mean anything to you?
Not immediately. Is there any kind of recognition that the Reverend has?
Nothing's jumping out immediately, but do you like to make a roll as you're examining this thing?
Sure. Do you like human, occupation, fear, a little bit insight, a little bit of all of them?
Well, definitely human. Plus, you can have the others help you out if you like.
Well, I'll go for human. We'll see what we get. It's a 3.
I think can we have a roll from
I'll
Tommy
give
as
him-
well,
I'll-
since you were
Yeah.
also examining it. In fact, anyone who's
Or
looking
if
at
you
it
guys
feels
are in
they'd
the
have a roll on
library.
this.
then.
I thought Tommy came back upstairs. So
Should I make a roll too?
Yeah, anyone who's taking a good look at this can make a roll.
Okay,
If
I'm
you
going to
bring
roll.
it upstairs. I'll take a look at it. too.
I'm going to roll
Got
both
4.
human and occupational, since
I got a 4 on my roll if they bring it upstairs.
okay.
I got a 6 and a 3.
Okay. It's Dr. Enright. It's quite fitting that you're a doctor noticing this. Yeah, as you shake the little globe and watch the little white flecks swirling through the liquid inside, it dawns on you that those white flecks, they're not quite white. They're just a little slightly off colour. They're the colour of bone.
Maybe they were, and I just sort of remark offhandedly, these may have been chipped from bone because they're the color of bone. That's morbid. Practical, but morbid. Hard to get true white,
And Tommy, as you're looking at this thing, just for a moment, in the little sculpture of the church in the middle, just for a moment, you see maybe just a faint outline of a face looking out of one of the windows.
It's disconcerting to me at first, like my mind is playing tricks on me, or reality slipped for a moment, and I take a closer look, see if I can see anything that like confirms that I saw it or that I didn't see it.
Looking again, there doesn't seem to be anything there.
Oh, I can't blame the cognac. Can't blame this on the cognac.
Are you saying this out loud that you saw the face?
Yeah. I'm just sort of like muttering, just for a moment,
Well, you
I,
saw
I,
it, and the Reverend saw it, and Freddie saw it, so that's good enough for me.
Something else that's occurring to you now, you didn't really look at it as you were picking up the snow globe because that wasn't what you were focused on. But the packaging that it came in, that's still downstairs on Freddie's desk.
I'll go see where it came from. See what's there's anything else inside. I mean, I need to stay up here with him.
yeah, I'll go. I'll go check. If the doctor has this occurred to the doctor or to me or to all of us.
To you because you're the one who went to pick the thing up.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go down and check out the packaging. And
The Reverend is probably staring at the window, even with the curtains drawn.
The packaging is says that it came from Vienna. It's got the appropriate stamps on it. According to the packing slip, it came from a company by the name of Pertzi, and it was a special commission, not part of their regular line, and it's one of a matching set.
a matching set. How many in the set?
It's a set of 3.
Set of 3.
You can also find a handwritten note caught in the paper. It's written in German.
Okay. I should have no problem with that. What does it say?
No, you've got your German books. You know how to read that. Yeah, it's a note from a Ludwig Pertzi to his brother Erwin, saying that the gentleman who placed this custom order specifically requested that they use the material he supplied for the snow.
I'm going to bring this all back up to the others, and I am like, this is all very strange and disturbing. I know that this can't possibly be real, but it's something to discuss at least, and I show them show them the note, and
as I look through all of it, I say the first thing we have to do after we get Freddie out, we have to find out Baroness Blackstone's whereabouts, see if she is in good health, see if she has seen anything, because she probably got the 3rd globe.
But my God, how could this happen? I mean, this sounds like something of the devil. I believe we're
Well,
entering your territory, Reverend.
Let's figure that out later. How it happened.
Yes. We need to ensure that Freddie's okay first. Has there been anything in the newspapers about the Baroness lately? Anybody seen anything in the Times or in any such papers?
I have not. I could look through Freddie's desk. I mean, it certainly seems that like if anything had happened, he should have paid attention.
I doubt he would have.
Can I do that? Rifle through Freddie's desk? Maybe.
Yep. Yeah, he's had very little correspondence with the Baroness since returning to England. He's
okay.
Mostly seems to write to William.
All right.
In the newspaper, there will be a social column, a society section. If they've got the most recent newspaper, it'll be in there.
Yeah, Freddie does get all the latest newspapers, so there will be a paper.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe he had like saved any clippings or anything like that. It does seem like it would be of significance to him. But anyway, I am going to look through his newspapers and flip through the society pages.
He does have some cuttings relating to news of the archaeological find in Vienna.
Mm-hmm.
It's largely the Baroness getting the credit, with also mentions of William. Freddie seems to have very much taken a back seat on that one.
Mm-hmm.
In the society column, there is a mention that the Baroness has had to withdraw at the last minute from the social engagement she was intending to take place over Christmas.
Oh dear.
Where does she live now?
Yeah.
She lives in London.
Okay. Well, she'll be near hospitals and doctors. Yeah. Probably got to get that globe away from her too.
It seems safe to assume that that she got a globe also, but we need to figure out what to do about Freddie. Do you think it's enough just to get rid of the globe?
Well, I personally think we should shatter the globe, and see if that helps. And if it doesn't, then we go to plan B. I take him to the hospital. You take the coins back to the Velt. Because that's the big elaborate plan. That's the big elaborate plan. Shattering the globe is the small immediate plan.
Mm-hmm. If we're going to shatter the globe, I want to do it away from the house.
Sure. I don't care where.
All right.
That's fine.
I will do it myself.
I'll stay with him.
You'll stay with him?
I'll stay with him.
Mm-hmm. I'll go with Tommy.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to just step.
Is Max around?
Good question.
Max is at the house, yeah.
Okay.
How's he reacting?
He's very subdued at the moment.
Yeah.
The Reverend will give him a scratch on the way out the door. What time of day is it right now?
It's probably mid-afternoon by now.
Okay, so the shadows are getting a little bit long.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to trudge through the snow, getting a decent distance away from the house until I reach sort of a rocky outcropping, something that hasn't been covered over completely by the snow. And I take a deep breath and look at the Reverend and say, Reverend, I can't believe that I'm doing this. I feel like some superstitious peasant or something, but here we are. And with that, I hurl the snow globe down at the rocks.
It's the sound of smashing glass as the thing shatters into thousands of fragments. Small pieces of bone are left in a damp puddle where the liquid inside is left behind. The little model of the church breaks into pieces. And then up from the middle of it starts to rise a figure.
Oh, okay. I knew that was the wrong move. Okay.
Figure that some of you might recognize from your dreams.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Okay.
I'm assuming you'd like a roll.
I would like a fear roll from everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. So you see this dark, spindly
just a 1
figure with its
thankfully.
spider-like limbs.
Just a 1.
I got a 1. So I'm sort of terrified, but it's not destroying my reason. I'm just sort of ready to face down my fears, as it were.
The Reverend was about to offer Thomas a drink, and so he's got the flask in his hand. It's like,
So how did the doctor do?
I thought the doctor was still up with.
I stayed with Freddie.
You're still with Freddie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just the two of us outside.
Yeah. Would you like to make a roll to try and figure out what to do next?
I'm just laying out a whole bunch of rather genteel curses. You know, nothing that would get me cropped by my teachers at school, but get me caned.
Well, the Reverend
I'm
is
just
gonna. I think I'll just
backing
have
him.
to do Reverend stuff, and I will step forward a little bit, drop the flask, and raise a hand, and start by saying, "Stop! Stop, foul creature! Stop!"
I'm backing away and like, I yell at the Reverend. Come back, Reverend. That's not going to stop that thing.
You want to make a roll to see if it does?
Oh, sure.
I think being a reverend is relevant here.
I think so. Drawing from various lines, and as the Lord cast out the others, then you shall be cast out. You shall not move forward. You shall stop there and leave. Not a great Reverend.
You shall not
Ooh.
pass.
He's probably going to pass. It's a 2.
Did you just roll one die or
That was just the
Yeah,
occupational. But
just
you know what? I forgot.
occupation?
Yeah, I don't think human would count on that one.
And I think in an M.R. James story, it probably would. But
Oh,
I'm going to
well.
roll the failure dice.
Please do.
I also rolled a 2, so it is actually temporarily going to work.
Okay.
You've bought yourself enough time for the two of you to get away from there.
That is yes. Quickly, Thomas, back to the house.
Right. Run as fast as my intellectual feet will take me.
Yes. Hurry, man, hurry.
I'm hurrying. Damn it! What the hell is that thing? What happened? What did we do?
I have no idea. There was obviously something in the church. God, do you think that was the thing that Freddy saw?
I don't even want to think about it. Just get inside.
Yep. Fast as we can back into the house and slam the door shut.
Ooh, we're safe.
Yes. Right. It's over. Yeah, but I'm sure. Carriage, a shotgun, quickly.
It's a rather startled carriage. There was a
Fast, man, fast.
He's been trying to comfort Max.
I grab a shotgun as well, newly confident at my earlier success.
I will charge
hear the
upstairs.
shouting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I hear the
heading up the
shouting
hall
downstairs.
stairs.
Yes, how'd it go?
Oh,
Oh, that
Hard to
good.
say,
as
really.
well as one might have hoped.
That good. So how was Freddie?
Freddie is much the same as before,
All right.
still shivering.
And then I hear the shouting downstairs, just the shivering, and I stick my head out, and things have clearly not improved. So I get the situation report from you guys.
Mm-hmm. I'm probably going to hand you my shotgun.
Mhm.
The Reverend Director, in the fire, are there
Mhm.
any large logs, or are there any logs near the fire that could be lit alight, or is there a poker that I could stick in there?
Yeah, there is a poker, and there
Excellent.
is a lot of wood on the fire and a large log basket next to it.
Oh, good. Well, let's start. I'm going to start by grabbing the poker and sticking it in the fire and trying to hope it gets hot quickly. I'll throw on a couple more logs.
You do that in other bedrooms too, other fireplaces, multiple pokers.
I was thinking, at the very least, we start with Freddy.
Yeah.
So I was thinking in Freddy's room for me.
So when you tell me all this is happening, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that this thing is going to come at this window because it's coming for Freddie, and we're all in the same room together. Great strategic decision. I'm going to take down this blanket so that we can at least see it if it's coming, when it's coming, and see what I can see out the window.
When you pull down the blanket, the first thing you notice is that the frost on the window is gone. You've now got a clear view outside.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it is a clear view that is very much like what you saw in your dream. That same dark figure moving across that same loping gait and spindly limbs.
Here it's coming. It's coming. Okay, so I'm going to throw up the window and see if I can get a shot down. Can I get a shot at it?
Yep.
All right. Too bad I'm not a professional pheasant hunter. I will use my fear die on this one because I want to be sure to give myself maximum opportunity. I got a 5 on my fear die, and that's my high die. I got a 5 and a 3.
Okay, so we will need a fear roll on that one.
All right. A 1.
Ooh.
Right, you are holding it together. Also, it does seem like the shotgun pellets have not done very much to slow this thing down.
Rude.
Okay, I'm going to.
Oh, it is. It's bird shot. Oh my God. It's bird shot. It's not going to do anything. That's right. Oh. Oh well.
I don't suppose Freddy has any elephant guns around the house, does he?
He might.
I'm afraid he doesn't.
It does seem like the thing a British imperialist would have, but yeah, damn it. Just out of desperation, I'm going to let's see, are we still downstairs or are we still up with our
We're in
with
Freddy's.
Freddy?
We're in
Yeah,
Freddy's
okay. That's what I checked. Yeah, so just out of sheer desperation, I'm going to do the same thing and unload my shotgun down at that thing out the window. And since it is a panic attack, I will also use my fear die because I'm that foolhardy. No, I got a 1 and a 1. So I guess that takes me up to 3 on the fear scale.
Is there a Bible in Freddy's room?
Yes, there is.
Excellent. The Reverend will grab that and immediately start trying to find a relevant passage. Thinking
Thomas, your shot went completely wide. All it seems to have done is encourage the thing to move faster.
God damn it, I always foul these things up. I'm no good to anyone, no good to you, Freddy.
Get hold of yourself, man. Reload.
I'm doing the best I can, damn it.
Operating on fear, can I find some sort of good relevant passage?
Yes, you
Thinking
can.
quickly. Oh, good. Fear and occupation dice?
Yep.
That would be a 2 on the fear and a 3 on occupation.
Mind you, you do always have the option to reroll.
You know what? I will. That a little bit better. 2 on fear, 4 occupation.
Okay. Yeah, so you can find some relevant passages in the Bible. And you're thinking this is likely to be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But and again, you did read that inscription talking about the snow. You have maybe a little advantage here in just how hot this room is right now.
Mm-hmm. Adding logs to the fire and throwing a poker in there. Thinking, and I've seen the face, so whatever it is, it's frosty and cold, and we want to keep things warm, and so.
Yeah, so maybe the answer here is You need both the word of the Lord and fire.
Well, then I will go and grab one of the newly lit logs, so that there's a nice part that's not on fire as of yet. And starting to feel very much in his place and thinking, boy, we did a great job burning witches in the 1600s, didn't we? Grabbing a
I'll
log
yell- yeah.
and the Bible and taking a stance at the foot of the bed to make sure that Freddie is kept safe from whatever is going to come through. But the Reverend is taking a stance and ready.
I'll yell at Carriage to bring up that bottle of cognac. And no glasses, just the bottle.
Yeah,
This
so
is
he
not the
runs up
time to
get
be
it.
drinking, man.
No, we're going to pour it on this thing and light it.
If you think that'll work, my God, fine. Is this thing still visible to us?
Yeah, it has just reached the bottom of the wall and has begun its climb upwards.
Okay, I've loaded that shotgun. I am going to take another shot. Both barrels. And since Thomas is panicking like shit, I'm going to roll a fear die. And I got 4 on my human die and 6 on my fear die.
Okay, so give me a fear roll. So what happens is the spray of shot out of your shotgun hits the thing. The shot itself doesn't seem to cause it any concern, but you're now at pretty close range, and there's a few sparks from the gunpowder getting fired out along with the shot.
Okay.
And you do catch just the sight of it wincing a little as the sparks hit it. That's the first sign of weakness you've seen from this thing.
I'm in sort of a state of hysterical glee. I finally see it flinch, and I'm like, "Ha! You didn't like that, did you? Or it doesn't like fire. Bring more fire."
Of course, but it being that close to you, a moment after the shot, it reaches up and grabs hold of your wrist.
I scream, and try to pull away. Just sort of like thrashing and bashing and trying to get it away from me.
I yell at him, pull it inside where it's hot.
All right, I'm going to try to pull as much as I can. I'm not a very athletic person, but I am. I do have the advantage of being braced against the inside wall. Roll on this.
I don't think we need a roll here because it is trying to get inside at the same time.
Okay.
So this isn't very difficult.
Gotcha.
The difficult part is dealing with having this thing's face quite so close to yours. Those deep sunken eyes and its ice cold hands gripping your wrists.
The Reverend is, at this point, probably found Psalm 84 and saying that in as much of a commanding voice as he can say, "For the Lord God is a sun and a shield," and approaching, coming up behind Thomas and stuffing the lit log at this thing.
Gonna give me a roll?
By all means. Human, I'm saying that's sticking logs isn't really a job thing. And probably fear, I'll say.
Yeah, I'd say you can have the occupation one as you are doing.
Witch burning,
stuff
witch
as well.
burning.
Yep. Well, that is well, I'm rolling all 3. A 5, a 4 on the fear, and a 4 on the other one.
Okay.
So occupationally burning evil.
It seems that this combination of fire and the word of the Lord is the only thing that this thing actually fears. As you thrust the flames into it, you see it recoil back. As you speak the words, it recoils still further.
Which one does it fear more, do we think?
It seems to have more issue with the fire.
Okay. I'm going to grab that poker from the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
And in a moment of like panicked courage, sort of a mixture of hysteria and desperate courage, I just swing it over my head, screaming, "Stay the hell away from him, you thing from hell!" And
give me a roll.
I got a 3 and a 5.
Yay.
I got a five on the fear.
So you will need to make another fear roll.
That's not fair, though. Okay. I got a 6.
Oh. Fear is increasing, but at the same time, you have finally managed to banish this thing back to wherever it came from.
Yay.
Yay.
Ah.
See its form melt suddenly away into a black puddle on the floor, which rapidly dries up.
And I just sort of like collapse on the floor. The poker's still in one hand, sort of smoldering in the carpet. I'm just, gasping and heaving my breath in and out.
I'll throw the burning log on top of whatever is still drying, because it's also outside and I want to be able to see it. But leaning against the window at that point probably is the Reverend.
I just look up, and between heaving, burning breaths, I just managed to say, "Doctor, Freddie."
Yeah, check on Freddie.
You hear Freddie's voice from the bed. Tommy, old chap, feeling a little better.
Excellent.
Trifle hot in here, isn't it?
Well, you've no idea.
I just roll onto my back and sob with relief.
And the Reverend keeps staring out at the night.
Take the bottle of cognac from Carriage and pass it around. No bad dreams tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there is where we will end it.
Whew. All right. And that, friends of the Symphony, is where our show ends for the night. Unless, Sue, would you like an epilogue from anyone?
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, in any order you like.
Doctor?
Oh, Dow's going to make sure that Freddie is well taken care of for the night, and if he feels like coming downstairs for dinner, maybe we could all sit around the fire in the library, have a light supper, while the doctor keeps an eye on him, and reminisce about our times at school, and then maybe I'll go home tomorrow.
Tommy?
I sit by his bed as long as I can, and I'm not speaking. I am sort of in shock, traumatized by the whole thing, and just looking at him, he speaks a little bit more than I do, and I am thinking a little bit more deeply about my view of the world, and resolved to start expanding my research to include German folklore and demonology.
The Reverend, while attending these evenings events, is quiet, not the genial person that he was, overly friendly. And I would imagine that after everything is all said and gone, he probably sends a letter to the bishop declining the appointment as a curate and asking for permission to return to Africa. I don't think the Reverend really likes the cold as much as he used to. Our dear director, Sue, what do you think?
I like that all very much. And I think for the rest of our characters, Kerridge will send a fairly urgent telegram to Baroness Georgina Blackstone with a few suggestions.
What did the paper say? Does she make it?
I think she does make it, although it is a pretty close thing.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for such a wonderful time. Thank you, Sue, for letting us be players in this wonderful, wonderful thing. Thank you so much for everyone who has joined and now or is going to be watching the replay. You are all indeed the best part of waking up, and we sincerely appreciate you. Bridgett is somewhere in the background right now getting ready to prepare the raffle drawing, and if we can have a drum roll, please, if she's there. Bridgett, you there? Anybody? Do we have a winner, Bridgett? I'm looking at this. Here, struggling. Oh, I get you. Mr. Opinion 404 has won the free PDF copy. Congratulations, Mr. Opinion 404. Yes, Mr. Opinion. Awesome. Andy, way to go, Andy. So the winner of tonight's content, A Winter Haunting, written by Sue Savage, is our friend Andy. Congratulations. And again, if you enjoyed the content, please, please, please consider helping the Symphony make more by backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. We hope you've enjoyed the Symphony. We look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful night. Thank you all.